Go through roll call.
We here. We missing how many? Right.
I think Darlene is still trying to get in.
Yeah. Did she get in yesterday? I can't remember.
No, I didn't.
think so.
She didn't get in.
I told her to check her DM.
All right.
Okay.
Let me see if I can bring
All
it
right.
up.
What was that? What was that? GBP NZD, I think.
NZD.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
GBP NZD.
I may have to switch to the phone so I can see
So-
my screen.
I think this was the sell we took off of this resistance. So I think I told you guys sell it to the H4 support. So what I ended up doing when I took the trade somewhere here, and obviously see it didn't go so much, like 20 some pips. So when I took the trade, I was like, all right, I need to figure out where this thing is gonna possibly find some type of rejection. I went on the 4-hour initially, and second. I went on a 4-hour, but I couldn't really any detail. So I was like, okay, hold up, let me see what a 1-hour structure looks like, because the 4-hour I couldn't really see structure how I really wanted to see it. Like I wanted to see the small details. So I went into 1-hour, and I saw this support. I saw this, and I was like, okay, well, let me see how price is gonna react around this area. So I think when I sold it, and one of these, I think this candle, when I started seeing this 1-hour candle, I think it was like, I think it had to be like, I think it was like 20 minutes left, and I started seeing this thing like just going up, and that's when I was like, okay, hold up, what's going on, right? Maybe this thing is not ready to sell. Maybe I need to reevaluate my analysis and look to see if I can potentially buy this, because we're still creating high lows. And I was like, oh, okay, let me stick with a trend, trade with a trend, right? We're creating high lows. So I really didn't have any real reason to really put a sell order. So when I saw that, and this was like, I saw this like really, you guys would probably sleep by then, man. I was tired. I was like, man, hold up, this is crazy. So I went back to the 5-minute, right? When I went back to the 5-minute, I used the counter trend line. Boom, right here. I used this counter trend line, and once I did that, like I really saw the market a little differently. I was like, damn, why was I trying to sell it? Why was I trying to sell it? So it's always, sometimes we get in a funk where we try to counter trend, and sometimes it can mess you up on your overall analysis. I know, Kier, we were looking at that big sell, and maybe it wasn't ready, right? It wasn't ready. We tried to catch it too early.
Yeah.
And it wasn't ready. And I should have just stuck with my original bias. When I said, yeah, price broke resistance, it's gonna go up to this area, which is actually looks like it's doing it right now. So what gave me confidence to take this trade once I saw these exhaustion on the 1-hour time frame. I said, okay, let me reevaluate my bias. Let me go back to the 5-minute and look for a reason to buy this market. So I drew my counter trend line. Second, oh, man. I drew my counter trend line, and I think I drew another zone like around here. Obvious support on this time frame. I just I saw this and was like, all right, well, it's still holding its respected. We got a break of trend line. Price came and respected a nice area of support. And guys, I think I took when this candle right here engulfed, nice, clean, bullish engulfing candle, I put a buy order here. I placed a buy order here. And I put my stop loss literally right here, this low. And I just, took the trade, but I closed out at this high right here. I think that was in the 1 hour. Let's see. Because I didn't really want to, I just wanted to secure my bag. Let me see. Yep, I closed out. I came back out here and I closed out at this high, 50 pips. That was cool. So my advice, man, was gonna save a lot of people a lot of headache. Just really trade with the trend, man. Until, you can counter trend, but don't marry the counter trend unless structure is broken. I think that makes it a lot easier that way. But yeah, this was I'm gonna keep this pair. This is a nice pair. I like, hey, Kiera, you're right, man. I like how this pair moves, man. You'll get pips out of this.
Yeah.
NZD for real. I'm gonna keep this. Anybody else? Any pair you guys have been looking at that's confusing? Doesn't make sense. Let's see who we got in here. We got, is that my boy Omari? What's up, O?
You already know what's good, family. How you?
I'm doing good, doing good. Hey, lower the bass in your voice, man. You ain't gotta.
Yo, don't talk to me like that, man. Get off my.
Hey, Omar, you have any pair that you're looking at, that you've been looking at, that's like confusing? Anybody has any questions from the preliminary videos?
Go with the let's go with USD JPY right now.
USD JPY. Awesome. That's actually one of my favorite pairs. Right now it's acting weird. It's acting weird. Let's see, USD JPY. Okay, exactly what, man, guys, man, when I say patience, man, patience is key. Patience is key. I remember, I think was it you, Kier? You were looking for a buy opportunity around this area?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't ready. But it looked like it was ready because we had all these exhaustions, right? It looked like it was ready, man. And I think what I ended up doing was I drew this zone to see. I thought it was gonna reject from. I really thought it was gonna reject at 103.8. I was banking on it. But I think what I ended up doing was I was like, okay, well, let me look at this in a lower time frame. Let me see what's happening. And I think what actually changed my bias for this buy opportunity was I started seeing price creating where was it at? What was I looking? Was I in the 5 minute? Yep. So what I ended up doing, I saw price was just kind of in a channel. I couldn't really see a clean lower high. It looked like a mess to me, man. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me go back to the H1 time frame. Let me look to the left. I looked left. I didn't see any area of support. So I was like, okay, well, let me stick to my rules. Let me look to the left and identify areas of support or actual bounce on a trend line. So this trend line right here, I drew this trend line. I was like, okay, let's see if price could potentially come down here or even come as low as down here. I don't know. So that was why I ain't gonna lie. I took a buy, but I felt like I was in no man's land, and I just kind of got up the trade, man.
I did the same thing.
It kept going. It was too much going on, man. I was like, you know what? Let me take a step back, and let me actually wait for this thing to play out. So right now, I like what's happening. I like how it respected this trend line right here. So around this area, I'll be looking for price to create on a smaller time frame. Maybe the 30-minute. I'll be
a double bottom or something like that.
Not even double bottom. Mark, that was the old way that I used to trade, bro. I'm looking for price to do something like this. I want price to create like lower highs. I want to look for a reason to draw a counter trend line. I want to see something like this, and I want to see price break, test it, and go. This area is where the buying pressure was going to come in. So I want to see this either in the 30-minute time frame or the 15-minute time frame. So we got this nice test trend line right here. So what price could potentially do is just it's gonna do its thing around here, and around this area, guys. We might see once we start seeing higher lows forming, that's a good sign. And if you guys are like sharp enough and can see it, you can take advantage of an early entry right here in one of these high lows. But if you want to be conservative and safe, wait on the break of the counter trend line, wait on the retest, let the retest actually test an area of support. Mind you, we got to look left to identify that support area. And in that support level, look for your candlestick analysis. I like this. I'm gonna trade this tonight. So I'm looking to trade. I want this to play out like around New York session. I'll look at this like 6 in the morning to take advantage of it. Did that make sense to y'all? What I just explained?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Let's see. Yeah, this is good. This is good, man. I actually it's funny because I sold this from here down here. And I was looking to catch the buy, but it wasn't ready. So I'll be looking to this is a good play. Once I see it, I will post it in the chat so that way you guys can take advantage of it. Y'all can ask me any questions, anything on whatever, any questions that you're struggling with, anything you want me to go over, let me know, please. Promise you, it's gonna benefit y'all. If you shy, just put it in the chat. If you're new, you don't understand, let me know something.
I think I be like when I do my stuff. I think my TPs be too short. Cause I be getting out this when it be kicking me out when it hit my TP and it still be going up.
Okay. So when you're placing your TP, what confirmations are you using to determine your take profit? Like how are you determining your take profit?
If I'm buying, I use the last high.
Okay. On what time frame?
On
your entry time frame?
Yeah, on my entry on a 15 or 30-minute time frame.
That's why. So anytime you enter, if you enter under 15 or 30, Shanice, you want to identify your TP on your structure time frame. So if your structure was in H4, if we're buying, identify the H4 resistance, the previous H4 resistance. That's what you want to buy to. That's going to be your first TP.
Okay, so because like when I'm on a 4-hour and I mark it up and I do my trend lines and all that's higher lows and all that stuff, that's where I determine my TPs at too.
Right. So for example, like, okay, you see this right here, right? Watch this. Let me look for a let's do a sell. Okay. Notice right here, right? This area. Right here. Okay, this region right here, this green area. So if I was taking a sell, if I was selling from this area, right? So say I broke this down to the 30-minute time frame. Right, 30-minute time frame. And and we took an order, we took an entry. Well, we placed a sell order somewhere here. Right? Say we took this sell order right there, Shanice. Now, this is what I'm doing. I'm going to the 4 hour, right? I'm going back to the 4 hour structured time frame, and I'm identifying the next support area in that 4 hour time frame, which was right here. Right here is the support area. Watch this. Notice how once this candle hit that support, it rejected it. Notice how once this candle hit here, it rejected it. So anytime I place an order, if I put my entry in the 30 or 15-minute time frame, go back to your structured time frame. If you're selling, look left. Look at the previous support to your left. If you're buying, look for the previous resistance to your left. That's always going to be your first TP, because price has to get there. Now, based on your account, you can choose to hold the trade, right? If you have, and I tell people, this is just my preference, guys. You can really do what you want. If you have $1,000 in your account, you can afford to hold your trade to TP2. If you do not have $1,000 in your account, you have 200, 300, 400, the goal is to secure your bag to TP1. Or what you guys can do, you guys can close partially, right? You can close your trades partially and let the rest run to TP2. Me personally, if I would have took this trade and I had a $300 account, guys, I'm cool. This is 53 pips, right? I probably made $200. Maybe I traded this trade with a 0.2, $2. I made like $100, right? I'm cool. I want to build my account till I get it to 1,000. That's just from my experience, man. I've blown too many accounts, not really managing, right? And not managing the account and managing my trades. I've been, I try to hold it, try to swing it, but my account wasn't large enough to hold trades and swing it. So I tell people, man, just my advice is, if your account is not at 1,000, you cannot hold trades, right, past TP1. That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
this thing went down.
Thank
and
you.
also, no problem. I'm going to say, damn, this was a good sell, great sell. So right now, even with this market, it's in consolidation. It's in consolidation. So now that we're in this call, man, this is a good time. I don't think people have a lot of questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the questions for y'all. So let me introduce you guys to Fibonacci. I think this is the most asked thing everybody asks. Yo, Mike, when are you going to teach this? And I think this is a good time to really explain it in detail. Fibonacci. So Fibonacci is what Fibonacci is. It helps us measure out true market structure. Like I know sometimes we want to know where actual structure is. It's like if we're selling the market, we know the market creates lower highs and lower lows, right? Let me see. We know. Yeah, we know. Market creates lower highs and lower lows. So if the market was going on a downtrend like this, right? We use if this area right here was a lower high, all right? If this area is a lower high, we use the fibs to measure out where this next lower high could potentially come to. That's what we use the fibs for, right? Vice versa, if we're buying, right? We know when we're buying, price creates high lows and higher highs, right? So we use the fibs to measure out where that next high low will potentially come to. Okay, now I'm gonna make this make sense, y'all. It's gonna be real fun. So with the fibs, there are 4 main PRZ levels, right? And all Fibonacci is true support and resistance. This is not where you guys have to draw it manually. It's like legit, like true support and resistance. Okay. Within the Fibonacci ratio, guys, like I said, we have 4 different Fibonacci levels, price reversal zones. PRZ is called price reversal zones. Price reversal zone. 4 main PRZ levels that you guys need to worry about. 38.2, 61.8, 78.6, and 88.6. Okay. These are the 4 main PRZ levels you guys need to worry about. Now, what happens when, so pretty much people want to know, like, okay, what happens when price gets to these PRZ levels? What do I need to be aware of? What do I need to see? So guys, anytime price retraces to 38.2, you're always going to experience some type of impulsive move. Whether if you're buying, impulsive move to the upside. If you're selling, impulsive move to the downside. Okay. It's going to be very impulsive. You see, so if we're buying, you probably see like a sequence of bullish candles, right? If we're selling, you see a sequence of just sell candles, and it'll be very impulsive. Anytime price reverses to 61.8, this is where you see your market patterns, right? This is where you see a double top, triple top, head and shoulders, right? It'll be a head and shoulders if you're selling it. It will be an inverted head and shoulder if you're buying it, right? You see all these weird, funky triple bottoms, you know, we call those market patterns, right? At 61.8. Same thing with 78.6, market patterns. Now, 78.6 will be our market patterns / slow trend. Right, / slow trend, meaning when price reverses to 78.6, it's going to create some type of market pattern, triple top, double top, head and shoulder, whatever the case may be. But in the midst of it creating that, it's going to be a slow trend. If you're buying, it's going to be a slow trend to the upside. It's not going to be as impulsive. You understand? 88.6, slow trend. You're going to be like, man, when is this thing going to take off? It'll be creating all these mini structures within that structured time frame. Okay, so these are your main PRZ levels. I'm going to show examples of these as well, so that way at least you guys have some type of awareness and you see it. Now, there's going to be other levels within the Fibonacci that are not the main PRZ levels. For example, like 23.6. Right, your 23.6 when it's not your main PRZ level. But I want you guys to have the awareness when price hits 23.6, you're either going to see consolidation, so consolidation or continuation, right? So if you're ever in your structured time frame and you see price consolidating, already know where you're at. Oh, that's 23.6. It's only 2 things that can happen. It's either going to stay consolidated, or I can break this down in a smaller time frame and catch that continuation. And I'm gonna show you guys how to see it. Okay. Last but not least, we got the last one is 100%. 100%, guys. This is what we about. Lot Up Academy, man, guys. Anytime price goes to 100%, lot up. Just lot up, man. Because right now, when price gets to 100%, we understand that, okay, it's maintaining its structure, right? So if price fails to break past 100%, guys, man, just over leverage your account. I'm telling you that it's okay. Lot up. But with the way I enter the market, guys, you'll be okay. Now, once price breaks 100%, you know that structure is broken. Okay. When price breaks below 100%, structure is broken. Guys, when I learned Fibonacci almost 2 years ago, I thought I was a master trader. I thought I figured it out. It's crazy because now as I got good, I rarely use the fibs. It's almost like I can see it without using it. And you guys are gonna get to that point for sure. So these are the main PRZ levels. You guys write. I'm gonna give you a second to write it down, and I'm gonna show you guys really how this stuff works, and we'll put it together. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's go to NZD USD. Okay. Any questions on the Fibonacci so far? Pretty straightforward, right?
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you set up the fibs as far as like your numbers and whatnot?
Awesome. Good question. Oh, okay. Yeah, Keita, I'll show you. 1 second. Y'all could just screenshot. Y'all want to screenshot it with your phone. Yeah, I want y'all to screenshot this, and also this is how you get to your fibs, right? So to the left right here, you have your toolbar, right? These are your tools. So the fib is the second icon right here, right? You want to click this little arrow right here, y'all. You click this, right, and it tells you, it says gone, and Fibonacci tools, right? So what you want to do, guys, you click this, and this is going to pop up. Pitchforks. I remember when I used to use pitchforks. I don't really use it as much again, but fib retracement is really what you want to use. And you could put a little star beside it, label it as your favorite if you want to, but we're not going to do that. But click the fibs, and before I get to this demonstration, I want to show you guys something. Do me a favor, guys, and screenshot this right here. Because these numbers are, when you guys, and what I did, guys, all I did was I right clicked it, and hit style, but screenshot this. Screenshot this and screenshot, let me know, screenshot this and screenshot this the bottom side right here. So I want you guys to, when you go on your trading view, just make sure it's the same as mine. Okay. Now, when you're using your fibs, right? Where is this? Oh, when you're using your fibs, right? So on a downtrend, write this down, guys. On a downtrend, when you're using your fibs, you see your lower high and you see a lower low, right? Once you see a lower high and a lower low, this is an opportunity to use your fibs. So you grab your fibs, guys. On a downtrend, you start from the lower high to the lower low, okay? On a downtrend, when you're placing your fibs, the 100%, the 100% is gonna be at the lower high. The 0% will be at the lower low. When placing your fibs on a downtrend, the 100% will be at the lower high, and the 0% will be at the lower low. Okay, so what you notice is that helps you measure out where this potential next level of structure can go to, right? We in most cases we want these we want the next level of structure to hit our main PRZ level. Okay, so when it hits 38.2, like it did right here, right? Impulsive move to the downside. Okay, if it hits 61.8, you'll see market patterns. double top, triple top, head and shoulder, whatever, some type of market pattern. You're gonna see it. It's inevitable. It happens all the time. If it hits 78.6, it will do a market pattern, but it will be a slow trend down. You'd be like, man, when this thing gonna hit? Right? When it hits 88.6, slow trend down. 100% lot up. If price breaks past 100%, guys, structure is broken. Does that make sense, y'all? Structure is broken. Okay. Now, when price, let me uh-oh. I'm gonna go back that far. All right. So watch this, guys. For example, if price came here and hit 23.6, right? This is important. If price came here and hit 23.6, this is not a high, this is not a lower high. It's not a level of structure. Anytime price retraces to 23.6, please do not label this as a lower high because it's not. In order for price to be considered a lower high, it has to at least get to 38.2. When it gets to 38.2, you got your first lower high. If it doesn't stay there, it's going to 61.8. If it doesn't stay in 61.8, it's going to 78. Pretty much 38.2 and above is structure. Anything below 38.2 is not a part of structure. And this is very important because, guys, most of you will see this, right? Most of you see price create a lower high on 23.6, right? And when price comes back up here and do this, you say structure broke. No, structure never broke. This is very important. I see a lot of people make this mistake. Well, it broke a lower high. Well, that wasn't a lower high. It was 23.6. That was a continuation, right? So once price finally gets to 38.2 or higher, then we got our lower high. I promise you guys, if you get this, it will make sense for you. Any questions?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Kira, this your first time seeing this?
Oh no, use like that's how I trade traders with the fit. That's actually how I draw my patterns.
Okay, yeah, with the fit, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I use very specific formulas for each one.
Okay. Yeah, because fibs and harmonic, it's the same. They're the same, man. Because use that fib extensions, they're the same.
Yep.
Yeah, guys, this is basically it. This is, and it's the same goes for if we're drawing fibs on an uptrend, right? You draw it from the high low and you drag it to the higher high, right? On the uptrend, right? 100%, the 100% has to be at the high low. The 0% at the higher high. Okay. On the uptrend, the 100% will be at the high low. The 0% will be at the higher high.
Mike, I do have a question for you. Anything from your 127, open your field back up for me for a second.
Okay.
Yeah, so I see you have the 127 and the 161. What do you use those areas for?
Honestly,
is that exhaustion areas or?
Honestly, I don't really use this as much. Like I need to take this down. I don't really use this.
Okay.
I think because I've had it on here because when I used to draw like harmonics and stuff, so I just never really took it out. But what I use are these, the 27% and the 61%, negative 61%. The negative 27% and the negative 61.8% are my this is the negative 27% is my TP1.
Okay.
The negative 61.8 is my TP2.
I got you.
But matter of fact, what I want to do right now, I'm gonna add something here. Let's add let's see, 0.1. Let's see. Oh, no, that's not right. 1.0. 1.01. Boom. Okay, that's good. So guys, add this as well. 1.01, 1.1, 1.2. So these could be your stop loss. Make these your stop loss. So that's what I wanted to put on there. Let me take this up. So guys, you can use the 110% and 120% as your stop losses. These are a pretty good range based on what time frame you're at. But
can you put that back up so we can screenshot it again? Because you changed it.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
And you can color code it the same way if you want to. You see, I made my main PRZ levels green. And you can make your TPs, I guess, whatever color you like. It doesn't matter. Okay. All right. So, for example, let's say we created we got structure here, right? 38.2, right, guys? Like I said before, these lines are true support and resistance. So treat these lines the same way you would treat it if you were actually drawing it yourself. So if a candle was to open and close above 38.2, right? Know it's going to 61.8. If a price is testing 38.2, know it's still in 38.2. You guys follow me? The same way we was doing support and resistance. This is literally the same thing. If price is below, if price is here at 23.6 and it's kind of like, it looks like it's wicking 38.2, it's 23.6. It becomes 38.2 when this candle opens and closes above 23.6. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now if price, say we got 38.2, we got our new lower high, right? We got our new lower high. If you were to put a sell here, guys, make your TP. Your TP1 should always be negative 27%. And it's funny because this is why I really stopped using fibs, and I just started using previous highs and previous lows on the structured time frame, because one thing I noticed was a lot of times it was negative 27%. You know what I'm saying? It was negative 27%. So I was like, okay, well, I've seen this too much. Well, let me just trade to the previous high structure. And it's usually negative 27%. In some cases, not all the time though. So I think you guys got a good hand of this. Let's do some examples so you guys can actually see what this looks like. And I'll open the room for questions. Okay. All right. So just looking at this, right? You guys see, let's say this is our lower high, right? This is our low high. And just from what we've gone so far, where is it at? What fib level do you guys think this is?
Talk about that first arrow.
Like there's just this area right here. if this was our lower high, right? This is our lower high.
Probably a 78.
Kiera, why would you think it's a 78?
From there down and then back up
to our lower high right here. If I drew the fibs from here to this lower low.
What's that retracement? I'm thinking that retracement going to hit somewhere between that 78 and 88.6.
And what made you think that?
Just from repetition, to be completely honest.
Okay. And okay, that's good. Repetition. Anybody else?
61.8 because it's in reverse, right?
It's in reverse. What do you mean in reverse?
I mean, it's flipped down because you start from the opposite
So
on a downtrend.
But why do you think this is a 61.8? What about this?
I don't know. I need to see the line so I can know which way we start.
No, look, you remember what I told you, right? What happens in 61.8?
Market patterns.
Oh,
market patterns.
What does this look like? A double top, right?
A double.
I see what you're asking.
You start seeing it, you'll be like,
shoot.
And actually, that is more of a 61.
Exactly. So it looked like a 61 or a 78.6, but I'm gonna go with 61. So
yeah, me too.
Let's see. We're drawing from here, and guys,
over 50%.
Exactly. And guys, when you're drawing your fibs, right? And I think I left this part out. Like I said, the lower high would be 100%. The low low would be 0%. But how do we know where to place the fibs? I think that's the question.
That's the question.
You want very top. Exactly. You want to get an average. First of all, you want to identify a bullish and a bearish candle on the lower high and on the lower low. And what you want to do is just pretty much average it out. Like show the wick some love, right? So the two main high points right here, this is what I'm focused on. And you see this range of wicks. I'm gonna just show, well, actually what I'm gonna do, since we have this significant wick right here, it's an exception. I'm gonna just place it right here. If this wick wasn't so significant and it was just kind of ranging right here, I'll make sure all these wicks right here get love. That makes sense? So watch this. Boom, average wick. If this wick, that long wick, wasn't like how it was, I would place it right here. But the reason I'm not doing it because it's so significant. So I'll place it down here. And you guys see how, most people, when they see 61.8, now that you have the awareness that when price hits 61.8, it's going to create market patterns. Guys, guess what? We're pretty much going to take advantage of two entries and scalp.
Man, that's a deep crowd.
Mike, how you get your numbers on your right side?
Right here where it says.
Yeah, you can change that.
Label.
Oh, okay.
Label, right?
All right, hold on. Let me double right click.
The label on the right. So what I would do, so the first time, so let's ignore all this right here. Let's just ignore this stuff right here. I'm gonna black it out. Okay. Price, let's say price got here. This was it hit right here first. We're like, oh man, 61.8. I want you guys to have the awareness that market pattern needs to happen. So with that awareness, if you guys wanted to sell this from here, somewhere down here to where it starts wicking, just close the trade because price has to come back
up. It's gonna come back up.
Exactly. You
gotcha.
start having that awareness, like, oh, 61.8.
Gotcha.
Let me do a short-term sell. I know it's gonna come back up and create a double top, triple top, head and shoulders, some funky pattern. I don't know, right? And you look for your second entry. As you can see, smack dab, we got a BP negative 27%.
And it's a deep crab.
Deep crab, yep. So guys, what I typically do.
What is this?
What I typically do is now the question is, okay, well, Mike, when can we replace our fibs? Right? So what I used to do was once we created that next lower low, what I used to do, and I still do sometimes, I'll I wouldn't remove. I'll take the 100% and bring it down, bring it down to the previous lower high right here. So I'll get an average of the wick, and the previous 61.8 now becomes 100%. Okay. Now this right here, this new lower low now becomes the 0%. And we're tracking the next structure. Right now, you see we're in 23.6, this consolidation or continuation, okay? Right now, the way it's looking, it looks like it wants to come up to 38.2 or 61.8 or I don't know, we don't know.
Yeah.
Right. So now that you know, you have awareness, you see price is at 23.6, right? We can now go in a smaller time frame, 30-minute, to see if we can take advantage of a potential continuation. You see this? So now I see price creating lower highs. I see price creating lower highs. And looks like it's creating high lows. So now you guys can see price doing something like this. If you wanted to scalp this, enter first TP 38.2 because you know it's about to break 23.6. That's making sense to y'all?
Yes.
Please, y'all, when I upload this video, man, watch this thing like 3 to 4 times. It will click. If price, now you can determine, okay, well, you know, if I want to counter trend, you know, I don't recommend counter trend, especially if we're selling it, if we're in a downtrend. But with this awareness, you at least have an idea of what to do. So if you're looking at this, like, all right, let me buy it to 38.2. Well, go back to the H4, right? On this H4 time frame, if you look left and you don't see a resistance, go to H1. You might see in the H1. You notice how this previous resistance aligns with our 38.2. So I'm like, all right, market has to come here. And I know if the market comes here, I know I can get at least 30 pips, right? Now, this is where you can utilize these fib areas as true support and resistance. If you see a candle open and close above 38.2, right? On the structured time frame, on this 1 hour time frame, you know this thing going to 61.8, which is another level of resistance area. Right. So guys, once you understand the candlesticks, man, I promise you, you start seeing this thing. It'll be like the Matrix. But here's the thing. You can do this. So there are different ways you can utilize the fibs. This is how I utilize my fibs because price I still want price to get to that 61.8. So let me take this back up to where we originally had it at, right here. So the reason I don't move my fibs, like in order for me to replace my fibs, I need price to smack 61.8. So price can go up here and retrace back up here, but this is like more advanced. Right here is more advanced. But the one I just showed you previously, if you're new using fibs, please use that because now you can gauge where the next level structure is coming.
Water.
But for me, I don't replace it unless 61.8 gets smacked. But we'll keep it fresh for y'all, man. Since this stuff is fairly new, we'll keep it this way. Just always identify your structure, replace it to the next area of structure. So right now, if price gets to 38.2, we now know, and if it's rejecting 38.2, we know this is going to be our new lower high, and our next projection would be negative 27% would be our TP. And you want to just keep rolling with it till, you know, if price got here, did its thing and breaks this lower high, just no structure is broken. Okay. But yeah, y'all, this was I feel like this is a great fib training. Let's see if we can do some more examples on a clean. Go ahead. All right, so here's one. If this was a high-low, if we said this area right here was a high-low, and we say this is a high-high, right? Let me remove this. Okay, guys, I'll take my fibs, average the wicks out, 100% at the high-low, and zero at the higher high. Average of 2 wicks, bullish and bearish. In this case, this thing just shot up, right? It low-key was, I wouldn't say this was 78.6. I want to see where that candle closed at. And this is pretty much a double bottom on a 1 hour time frame. If we broke this down to a small time frame, we'll probably see like a double bottom or something. I don't know. Let's see it actually. Check it out. Or I see it might be an inverted head and shoulder. So we got price at 61.8. I think I see an inverted head and shoulder. Yep. Do y'all see it? So look, this is the left shoulder, head, right shoulder, shot up. Y'all see that?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Inverted head and shoulder. Okay. Okay, so price did its thing. All right, we went from this high and now found another high. This was the new high low, right? This new high low becomes 100%, and this new high becomes 0%. Now, notice how the whole time we were hitting 23.6 continuation. So guys, when you see this, right, we had got a 23.6 continuation, guess what I'm doing? Guess what you need to do? If it found a new high, we're just gonna keep raising this thing up to the new high. Right, still another 23.6. We found a new high, guess what we're gonna do? We're gonna raise that 0% to that new high. So I say that to say the whole time, this is still the last high low. So for structure to break, I need price to for structure to break, I need price to get down here. Because the whole time we've been in 23.6 continuation or consolidation. It keeps going up. We just keep raising it up. It keeps going up. Keep raising it up. We have yet to get a next level of structure. Let me zoom out, because this thing is tripping. Watch your stuff get crazy. Still racing. Still 23.6. Still 23.6. Still 23.6. Really still 23.6. But here's the thing. Within your main fib, clearly this big ass fib that we drew is the main fib. But within this main fib, you can still draw other fibs. But this is how you know, okay, well, I'm still in an uptrend. I am still in the uptrend. But within that whole main fib, right, you can still utilize like fibs on these little small trends. But yeah, this market is very bullish. I mean, this is the last level of structure right here. If you want to be really technical, meaning price could retrace all the way down here. Let me take this out. Let me take this out. Let's get our fibs again. So, let me clear up all this noise. Take this out. All right. So we see 38.2s right here. So there's a high possibility price will come down here, which is funny because this is my negative 27% on this downtrend. So price could come down here, reject it, and we can look for buy opportunity. And this is what I like about this, because this 38.2 aligns with my actual trend line. So price could come to 61.8, doesn't matter, guys. But yeah, man, this is pretty much fibs. I'm gonna open the floor to questions if you guys have any. If you have any. See what UJ's doing. See what UJ's doing. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. What's happening? JPY, GJ, gold. Ha! Gold, man. I'm so mad I missed this trade. Oh my gosh, man. I missed this entry right here. Should have been good. 150, 116 pips. Missed that. U30, nope. Nope. Okay. How y'all feeling with yeah, any questions y'all have? I'll be happy to answer it. Any chart you want me to look at? This was a good fit training.
Oh, shoot.
Mike, can you take a look at EJ?
Yep. EJ, let's see. Okay. Now, what about it? What's your bias?
Price is hovering around I got a weekly trend line that's hovering around, so I'm basically looking for a sell.
Okay. Nice, good eye.
And that's only just because it's at this trend line.
Mm-hmm. Good eye. Let's see. Okay. Well, let's break this down in its entirety, and we'll call it a night. All right. So no different from what we normally do. We start with a monthly time frame, right? We look at with overall analysis. Just based off the monthly, I see this. All right. I see a downtrend, but also I see price creating higher lows. Right? What does that mean? Could we have enough momentum to push it up here? Boom. We don't know. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting to see right there.
Okay. So let's see. You got your boom. Boom. Okay. Take it to the weekly time frame. Oh, also, my bad. On the monthly time frame, notice this is what I noticed. I see previously 2 December, November were bullish, but with exhaustion at the top. I don't like that. That's alarming. That doesn't give me a confident reason to really want to buy this market. Okay. So we break to the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, we see that this level was our last. This was our last lower high. Okay. Even this time frame, guys, you can still utilize the fibs, man. Now that you guys understand fibs, I see this significant wick. Boom. We did it to this high. Well, that's not a resistance here. We'll put it right in. 38.2. All right. So this helps, man. Structure really helps, man. I'm telling you. When in doubt, structure. I see this lower high, excuse me, this high low. Nice high low right there. Okay. I see price is respecting. What was that? I see price is respecting this resistance, and this is alarming. I don't like this. This is alarming right here. This is saying buy exhausted. All right. A lot of is selling pressures coming in, mainly because we're respecting this resistance area. So I could see I'll be selling this bad boy to a level of support, and maybe let's see what a daily looks like. But we still know that we're still in a nice little uptrend. We draw a trend line. Price is still respecting the trend line. Let me see if I can use. Okay, this is better. This makes sense. Okay, nice little trend line. We're still creating high lows. This area would have been a good sell for this area. It would have been dope. But let's see, right? Daily time frame, we're still creating high lows, right? We're creating high lows. You can even get your fibs to see where that area is at. High low to high. We're at a 38.2 impulsive move. Okay. Well, let's break this area down on a smaller time frame. Let's see what's happening here. Let's see what's happening here. Okay. So daily, I'll go to the H4, still understanding what's happening in the overall time frame. Let's see. Right here, we'll be looking at structure. We know we're at a high low on the daily time frame. And we can even draw structure here as well. Okay. So in this time frame, it's the 50%. So right now, it looks like price is, to me, is gonna come down here, do some funky stuff before it goes up. But we can do more investigation on the 30-minute time frame to see what's really happening there. Let's see. Price is respecting resistance here. This would have been a good area for an entry. We missed it. So what I think price would do is, if you're going to sell, you want to start monitoring areas of support where price could potentially come to. So this would be an area for me. This would be one. If you wanted to sell it here, TP, that would be good. If you entered here, somewhere up here, cool, 35 pips from where price is currently at, 20-some pips. Price, I don't know if price will come all the way down here because it's so bullish at the moment. Yeah, I don't think we'll see price. I see these imbalances could get filled in. Let's see, 1 hour. Yeah, I would like to see price. I want to see how price will react right here. This is when we'll execute for a potential buy. If it breaks, then hell, draw your fibs, right? But this is right here. We call this confluence. We got two confirmations. This support aligns with a strong area with PRZ level 38.2. So it can either come near or price can just. And EJ is very snappy, man.
Yeah.
Very snappy. And it could come here, 88.6, and make its way up because I see some confluence here. So this would be my take on EJ. And just monitor it. If price fails to break, if price breaks here, if it's rejecting this area, man, I would say go to the 15-minute time frame, utilize your counter trend lines, look for a break of resistance to confirm that this area is ready for a buy. If not, you might see price creating high lows. Price may start creating high lows. I'm gonna set this up. Price could do this. It can come down here. If you see price doing this and creating high lows, I would draw a trend line like this. And if you start seeing exhaustion at the top, man, look to sell it back down to the 88.6.
Gotcha.
But if price is creating lower highs in this area instead of high lows, draw your counter trend line and look for a break of the counter trend line. Look for your buy opportunity. But let me see this area right quick now. We'll call it a night, and I'll post this on the Facebook chat. If you're not added in the Facebook group, guys, add yourself to it. I think I posted a link in the chat. So right now, for me to take advantage, of this sell, draw your trend line, and pretty much what you want to look for, you want to look for a break of this trend line. You want to see price kind of retest it, or find some type of resistance area to retest it and sell it to that first zone. Right now, see price looks like it's creating, see selling pressure coming in. So there's lower high points. So if we get a break, look for a retest up here to that resistance. We start getting rejection. Look for your sexy candles, exhausted wicks, nice full bearish candles. This would be a good 32 pip move for you. If it fails to break, if it breaks here, route it all the way down to 88.6. Hope that helps. Oh, if nobody has any question, I will be uploading.
Yes, sir.
Y'all watch the videos. It's gonna be on Facebook. Please. I will drop the link to the Facebook group again. Add yourself, and this is where all the webinars will be at. And if you guys also you want to put your chart work, and I think what I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna start posting the chart analysis on the Facebook group, so that way everybody can kind of comment underneath it and really just have a conversation and create discussions. Like Kia, the chart work that you posted earlier, dope. Post it on the Facebook group, and we can just kind of have a conversation and and go from there. All right, y'all. Line up squad. Y'all have a good night. No problem.
Appreciate it, bro.
Anytime.